4:30. Thanks everybody for being here for the work session. I know we haven't been able to have an actual work session the last 2 weeks because we've used this time slot for our public hearings for the budget. But we would like to welcome everybody for being here. Thanks to all the department heads and employees and staff and media and everybody else for being here. Before I dive into getting department head updates, because she probably won't give it as an update, but I would like to thank Miss Stacy Godfrey for leading us through 4 elections in 1 calendar year. They have worked their tails off, not only 4 elections, but also 2 audits, or 3? 2?
No, 3.
3 audits. With everything that's been going on, and they've been able to do an outstanding job. The last 2 audits in a row have came out 100% exact to the number whenever they went through and checked them. So I want to commend you for you and your staff doing an incredible job. Thank you.
Well done.
We appreciate you. And Brian is really glad that he has the community center back, and there's no early voting taking place over at the community center. So he thanks you even more that you're finished with those for this year. And next year is an odd year, so it'll be municipal elections only, so those won't be as involved as state and federal elections. So I'll corner you on that one before you go through and do any form of an update, and just make sure we get it addressed.
Are you going to send a plaque to the Ludwell community that had the highest percentage of correct voters?
The highest percentage of correct voters.
I mean, I just thought it's a thing.
They were all fairly consistent, but
Yeah.
I didn't keep up with the exact percentage.
Okay, all right, I just wondered.
All right, well, I will open the floor up and let you pick and choose who wants to go and speak. Kirk somehow has dodged being in here for the moment. So normally he's the one that jumps up and says he'll go first.
He did go first.
Smart man.
All right. So for the month of November, we had 53 building permits, so 17 of those were site built, 3 mobile homes, 21 miscellaneous, which was additions and so on, and 3 commercial and 9 renewals. This time for the total for this year is 277 building permits. Even though we've kind of slowed down in our new traffic, we've still got a lot of under part that's coming up and finishing as far as COs and things like that. We had 24 COs this month.
Wow. You guys have been busy. Any questions for Wes? Thank you, sir. Appreciate everything y'all are doing. I called on you as you left the room, so you timed out pretty well.
Got strangled there.
Who else wants to go? Any other department head updates? Yes, sir, Mr. Jones.
So we've got basketball going on in the recreation right now. We've got around 400 something kids playing instructional league, 7, 8s, 9, 10s, and 11, 12s. We have partnered with Gilmer County this year to play a few games up there. Other than that, we are finishing up with some projects. Field 2 and Field 3, actually the lights came on there yesterday, just for a little bit, and we're hoping with the lighting project that due to the weather, it looks like we'll be pushing it into a little bit of January, but once those come online, we'll try to let everybody know, and we'll have a hallelujah moment once we get all the lights turned on.
Field lighting event.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that. Once that gets done, then we'll basically go right into spring ball, and then once spring ball gets done, then we'll start working on walking track and other things like that. So really trying to spruce everything up. So, but elections went good. It was very busy. I thought the change into the community room went really well. It was a lot of people there in a very short amount of time, but thank you to the election staff because it did run very well.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have better signage or something in front of the building on election day in the future so that they understand that early voting is at the community center, election day voting is at your polling place, and get people in the right locations to vote. You think that doing it consistently, election after election, people catch on, but unfortunately, I don't think that's always the case. So we'll get that a little bit more. Anything on the rec? All right, who's next?
I want to bring up a policy.
We'll bring it up.
It's on the agenda for the meeting, so I thought I would bring it up. It's mainly, it's just an update to the policy that is policy to make services available to limited English proficient persons. And the one that we have in place now is really old, and it actually had people's names on it, like in certain departments that's not here anymore, so we needed to update that.
And I've got a question for Paula. I had a question today, and I told them to come see you. As far as our dental coverage, where it used to be under Cigna, it's now gonna be under Blue Cross
Yes,
the
starting
next year.
January.
Do we need a separate card, or is the card that we've got
They should be sending us new cards.
new card? Okay.
Kurt, you'd raised your hand just a second ago, so.
Yeah, I know the people out towards Henderson Mountain probably won't kill me, but we're gonna have to shut down Henderson Mountain Road again at some point. In the same area where we did the cross drain last time, there's a area that's right past it where it's not wanting to drain. They tried to grade it to where it would drain, and in light of the recent rains we've had, it's shown that it's not gonna drain without us putting another cross drain in right there, but it's not gonna be near as big a project as the last one. We should be able to keep it down to one day, but we've still got to do locates and all, and I'll try to keep everybody posted as far as when that's gonna be, give you as much heads up as I can, but we will have to shut that down for one day sometime in the near future.
So we give out the West End Commissioner's name, number, and email address for when that's going on, right?
It's already on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Unfortunately, that's just an area, there's no detour route around it. I mean, it's,
I know it's
you
an
can't,
awful
there's a
place.
lot of roads you can take a short little route and get around, but there, that doesn't exist, so. Any other big finishing up projects? Everybody survived the storms last night, well?
We've fared really well. We've had a lot of trees come down. We got them cleaned up, and localized flooding, just some of our creek crossings. But as far as what we've went through, we've really fared really well. The main thing's been trees here last couple of weeks since these rains have started. We've had a lot of trees down, but we're staying after them, keeping them cleaned up. So all's well, I reckon. So far, so good.
I think to help ward off, because anytime you're prepared for something, it doesn't happen. I met with Kurt earlier today, and they've got the brine, salt trucks, and everything else all prepped and ready. They put a flake in a forecast about a week ago, and it's came and gone back and forth a few times on the extended forecast. But if we talk about it and we're prepared for it, it won't happen, so we can all enjoy smooth roads and not running in. But we are prepared, so they've got the crews set up and ready. Any questions for Paul or Kurt? Just do it right fast. Anybody else have anything going on? Updates?
I did get an update from the fire chief. He was on a vehicle fire. Got pretty nasty, so he said he'd be here at 5:30. He apologized, but I did get that update.
I think it's obviously December the 15th, and everybody in their mind is trying to do all they can to survive another week and then enjoy a couple days at home with their family. And so it's everybody's kind of mentally trying to wind the year down. It's kind of a strange. I was signing something earlier and having to write the 2022 on the signature when I dated it. Man, this is the last meeting we get to do that. Next, I've got to start all over again with doing one correction after another. As far as general discussion, I think we're winding up a tremendous amount. I know on our agenda for the 5:30 meeting, we've got our budget for 23 and several other kind of cleanups for the end of the year and some projects to launch into for the beginning of the year. So I think the year's closing strong. From finance all the way through, I believe everybody's been able to do a fantastic job trying to keep it all together, and those reports will be coming in over the coming weeks once the month's over. And so we've definitely got that. I know we looked at our calendar in November and went ahead and approved our meeting calendar for next year. We'll follow the same pattern with the first and third Thursday. So we'll continue the same meeting schedule. That way we're consistent and make it easier on Mary's life with everybody else moving meetings around. We'll at least hold ours the same. And we'll keep that going. Any questions or anything you guys want to ask about or discuss while we're here? Good.
No, I'm good, thank you.
We may have our shortest work session in the history of work sessions, but if nobody else has anything, I don't believe in staying in the room and meeting just for the sake of meeting. So we will adjourn our work session. We will have our 5:30 regular meeting and go through the agenda then. Thank y'all again for everything and Merry Christmas.